What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about a movie called Marty Supreme. Now it's a new movie. I'm gonna make a this video is gonna be a movie review on that movie. So the new movie that was out recently is called Marty Supreme. Now, if you haven't watched that movie yet, then I really suggest don't watch this video because I'm gonna spoil it for you because I'm gonna mention some parts about it. But yeah, but because I'm gonna make this video because I've seen a lot of like symbology and just a lot of things that were happening in that movie. There was a lot of like messages in that movie that I feel like that really caught my attention, and I feel like it was a really great movie and very inspiring, honestly, and it's very like I can't find the right word. It's very like it's very unique, and there's a lot of suspense to it. So I like that movie a lot because I could see the messages it was trying to dish out, or I could see the symbology behind that movie, and I could really relate to that movie. So let's get to it. So overall, this movie is it's about pretty much a guy who's pretty much a very talented ping pong player, and basically he always wanted he knew he was the best. Like, he was very confident in his abilities, even so arrogant in a way. But I mean, I respect it because he was very confident in his abilities, so arrogant in a way that, not arrogant in a bad way, but he was so confident in a way where like he's willing to do whatever it takes for him to tackle his dreams. And with that movie, he actually accomplished his dreams. There's a lot of messages in that movie. Hang on, I'm gonna charge my phone real quick. But so it's about that, but was also about how like he's kind of reckless. Not reckless, but he's pretty much the type of person where like he would do whatever it takes for him to reach his his dream. So he's pretty much so he was taking a lot of actions. He was taking a lot of risks to where he will so he can make money. So pretty much he needed money for him to compete in these ping pong tournaments and for him to travel across the country just to compete in a tournament and stuff like that. But because he was lacking in finances, I think he came from poverty, or either poverty or in a lower class. So he's kind of working like a dead end job that he was really good at. I think he was working for his father or his grandfather. He was working for someone, but his grandfather or father, he was like his boss pretty much. He was like the owner of like, I think it was like a shoe company. I think I could be wrong. And Marty Supreme, he was like, I forgot what his job was, but pretty much he was very good at his job. He's very good, and his father wanted him to stay there. But Marty Supreme, he didn't want to do it. He wanted to pursue his dream to compete in the country's best ping pong tournament. I think it was it was the Olympics. It was the Olympics pretty much that he wanted to compete in. So he kept I don't want to beat around the bush. Basically, it's about him can try to fulfill his dreams, but he's lacking finances. So basically, he was doing whatever it takes for him to do whatever it takes to get money so he could go from point A to point B for him to accomplish his dreams. On top of that, he had a baby on the way, and he didn't have enough money to do what he had to do to provide housing and resources for his girlfriend that's pregnant, pretty much. He didn't have the baby until the end of the movie. That's when his lady gave birth. But basically, yeah, he's lacking finances, so he'll do whatever it takes. So he'll commit crimes. He'll like kind of steal people's money. Like, he'll manipulate a lot of people to get their money, and he'll tell them he'll pay them back, but he never paid them back. I'm not sure if he did that purposely or either that or life just kept throwing a lot of bullshit his way. So I feel like it's kind of both. I feel like with him, like life kept getting in the way because life is very complicated. Like, a lot of bullshit was being thrown at him to where money was holding him back. And then then he had no choice but to like take risks for him to make money. So he'll borrow money from friends. He'll tell his friends if he could live or like have a place to stay at his friend's house or whatnot, and he wouldn't pay his friend's money back. He wouldn't pay people he borrowed money back. It was a huge mess pretty much, and he kept following him. He kept having to ask people for money and money. He can never find them. He can never like give them their money back. So he's doing all these risks. Even there are times where like people were dying, people's lives were at stake because of the situations he put himself in when it came to him trying to make a lot of money. So like I said, I don't know if he did that shit intentionally or unintentionally, but I get where he's coming from. He's just a man and try to survive in this very corrupt world, in this corrupt society. And also he's trying to fulfill his dreams. He doesn't want to settle for a dead-end job to where, yes, it pays the bills, but like it's not going anywhere. He'd rather fulfill his dream because he simply want to become the greatest ping pong player, pretty much. Now, with his dream, I don't know if it's him being the world's greatest ping pong player. I don't know if that'll make him a lot of money or if that's why he wanted to do it. I don't know what it was, or he simply loved the game. I think because he wanted to make a lot of money, but unfortunately he made it to the championship. Like he beat all the countries easily, but he lost his championship game to Japan. I think it was Japan, and and then he basically wanted a rematch. So then he had to wait like multiple months, or I think years even. I don't know, I forgot how long, but yeah. So then he was training while he's trying to make a lot of money. Long story short, like he ended up he did not get qualified to compete again because it was too late for him. That's why it was too late for him. So unfortunately, yes, but he stole so many people's money. He put a lot of people's lives at risk. Even like people were dying, people were like suffering, just so he could like get their money, and 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 he was trying to build connections. He talked to other people, and he's going to give them money. He had to make certain sacrifices for him to make money, and stuff like that. And basically, he needed enough money so he can compete in the Olympics again. So he had it. Long story short, he had the funds to compete for the Olympics again because he had to book for a flight and pay money. He made it, but because he was too late, he didn't qualify for it. He was good enough, but he didn't qualify for it because he was too late to apply for it, and they didn't let him know until the last minute. So then he was like, no, no, fuck this, like, let me have a rematch with the country championship person. Let me have a rematch with them so I can show the world why I'm the greatest. And people and the Japanese people, they agreed on it, and they had a tournament. They didn't have a tournament, but then they played 1-on-1, and the ping pong champion was, I forgot his name, was Marty. Pretty much, he was like he pretty much won. So Marty, he pretty much won, but obviously it didn't count because he applied too late. So it was on the tournament, but they're both going at it, and they're both playing for real. The Japanese championship ping pong player, he had respect for him. That's why he's willing to have a rematch. But Marty ended up winning, and then and while they were playing, the world was on display. Like it was on national television. All the countries were watching. The U.S. soldiers were watching. The Japanese people were watching. So it was a big game, and he won pretty much. So yeah, obviously it didn't count when it comes to the tournament, but he did show the world that he is better than him, and yeah, he won pretty much. And then after that, and then his woman gave birth to his child, and then so after he won, he went back to America. His lady gave birth to his child, to his son, and then I think it was his daughter or his son. I forgot what it was. I don't know if the baby was a boy or a girl, but his woman gave birth, and then Marty, he became very emotional, and he was crying, and he was and that was towards the end too. So when he was crying, when he was kind of like crying from joy, like when he became very emotional, with me, that kind of made me emotional because it's crazy how like a guy, he had to go through all this bullshit. He had to go through all this all this crazy shit where like he had to make money. He had to burn a lot of bridges. He failed a lot of people. He disappointed a lot of people. So where even like, there's people dying, there's people suffering because he needed money, and for him to accomplish his dream is becoming a ping pong player, the greatest ping pong champion. And he had to go through all that hell and all that crazy shit. That movie was very tense, and I didn't think he was gonna make it. After all that, he accomplished his dream. He showed the whole world that he is the greatest ping pong player in the whole country, and in the whole world actually. And he gave birth, and no, and his woman gave birth, and now he has a kid. So that was the ending of the movie, and that was very amazing. But the symbology behind that movie, I feel like, that really stuck to me was that in this world, people, because we live in such a corrupt, fucked up society in a very evil world, a lot of people had to make choices and decisions and sacrifices that they rather not do it or they don't want to do, but they have to do in order for them to either reach their goals, reach their dreams, or for them to even survive. Even if it means their life being at risk, other people's life being at risk, and when it comes to death, even. And this applies to this timeline because people work in jobs they don't want to be in. People work in jobs that they hate, but they have to do it out of survival. They have no choice. People join the military and sometimes they don't make it out alive because they had no choice. They were trying to survive and make ends meet so they could join the military and have benefits, or they're fighting for their country. But all that results around money. Everything revolves around money. Then when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to your goals, you have to let go of jobs. You have to be willing to, like, at times burn bridges. People aren't going to see your vision. Life's going to throw a lot of obstacles at you, but are you willing to keep fighting for your dreams? Are you willing to keep going and to accomplish your goals and your dreams? Are you willing to keep pushing? So, and also it shows how money can really change people for the worse or for the better, because money makes people narcissistic. Money makes people selfish, but because we live in a society to where it's very flawed, it forces people to survive. So when people are in survival mode, they're not going to have morals. So this is why you have a lot of narcissistic people. People die over money. There's a lot of wars and battles. A lot of bridges have been burned because of money and stuff like that. People die over money. So that what that movie shows, because people were dying, because Marty was in a lot of situations to where he had to screw a lot of people over. He had to lie to people because just so he can make money, just so he could like accomplish his dreams and shit like that, and so he could take care of his woman. He had to do all this shit because just so he can make money, and that applies to what we're experiencing right now. We live in a society to where it doesn't support us, so we have to make sacrifices, like us working at a bullshit job, or us having to join the military, or us having to like commit a crime or to rob or steal money just so we could survive because the system doesn't support us, So that's what I'm trying to get at. But it can also show you how much money, or not even money, but society's world can really change you. It can really make you become crazy because this world will put you in a situation to where, like, if you're not making enough money for you to take action when it comes to your dreams and your goals, you're gonna have to, at times, you're gonna have to take extreme measures. Or some people have done that, so they're forced to rob a bank, commit a crime, or steal money and stuff like that, just so they could go from point A to point B. So money creates a lot of problems, and money creates a lot of issues and a lot of chaos and conflict. So that's what I got from this movie, pretty much. And it also, another message that stuck out to me, I feel like that it also shows you the importance of chasing your dreams. And what happens if you chase your dreams, life's gonna throw a lot of obstacles and bullshit your way. But if you keep having a crazy vision, if you keep believing in yourself, eventually you will get it. But life happens. So you may not get it in a way where you expect it, but you're still gonna get it. So with Marty, with him, yes, he was like he beat the world's greatest ping pong player, and and the whole world knew that because he demonstrated that he could beat him. But because he didn't have enough time to apply to compete in an Olympic tournament on his second try, technically, like, there's no, on paper, there's no results from it. But so he didn't complete his dream in that sense. But what he did is that the whole world watched him on television, and he competed against the world's greatest ping pong player, and he proved the whole world and everyone that he's better than him, because he beat him. He beat him. So either way, he still faced him. He still won his dreams. So no, it was on paper because he didn't have enough time to qualify for it. But he did beat him to where the whole world had seen it and the world had proof of it. So pretty much, yeah. So that comes to show you that yes, you are gonna reach to your dreams and goals, but it might not be in the way in which you expect it. You know what I'm saying? But and he also, when he had a kid, when the baby was being born, and when he got emotional when he was crying, he probably didn't expect that. He probably didn't expect for him to be emotional like that. So that also tells you the beauty of life, to where like you may accomplish your dreams and goals, but life is also going to throw other surprises in your life, to where it will catch you off guard, to where it'll like all the struggles you've been through, all the obstacles you've been through, life will show you that outside of that, there's a beauty behind that, and that there's other things, or there's a certain thing that will make you appreciate life a lot more. Or if you're going through hell in life, you're going through a lot of like pain and bullshit, life will try to give you something to where it could subside all of that, to where it could like annihilate all of that, because you're focused on that one thing, or the multiple things that you're very proud of, that you're very happy about, that caught you off guard, that you least expected. So that's what I've observed from that movie Marty, pretty much. So it's a very great movie. I know I didn't explain it as much as I wanted to. I'm not good at explaining things. Like, I can grasp the movie in my mind, but I can't explain my words. But I hope this video makes sense, and hopefully this video can give you guys a strong message, whoever it may apply to, or if you resonate with it. But this movie definitely stuck out to me, and that's one of the reasons why I love that movie, Marty. So that's all I got to say. Have a good one. Peace.